Hello, class 9th. This is your first poem, and it is given in your Beehive book. And the title is The Road Not Taken, and it is written by Robert Frost. So, when I will do the poems, I will tell you the poetic device used, the rhythm scheme used of the in the poem. So, before starting this poem, I want to tell you what is the introduction or what are we going to do in this poem. So the introduction is like this, that in this poem, this poet Robert Frost, he has symbolizes the road with our life, like the roads that he has not taken, and the road which he has taken symbolizes our life. Then the poet says that the path that we don't choose in our life is the road not taken. Okay, that is why the title is The Road Not Taken. Then he describes his feelings about the choice that he had left in the past. The path which we have chosen decides our future, our destination. So he is also telling that the path which we choose decides our future and our destination. The important message that the poet wants to give is that the choice that we make has an impact on our future, and if we make a wrong choice, we regret it, but we cannot go back on it. So we must be wise while making choices. So he's saying that whatever path we choose, we have to choose it wisely. And suppose if we choose the wrong road, still we cannot go back to it. So we have to make our choices wisely. This is what is there in this poem. Okay, so now I will tell you the poetic device. You can write it down. I will show you in this video, and I will speak it also. So if the video is not clear, you can write it also. Okay, so you can see here the rhyme scheme is ABAAB form. This is the rhyme scheme. I will tell you what does this ABAAB means. Then poetic devices are, first is assonance, and the meaning of assonance is repetition of a vowel sound within a line of poetry. So you can read it, you can read the first line. There it is given, two roads diverged in yellow wood. So O sound, two, O from two and O from roads. So these two words are repeated, so this is an assonance. Okay, so that is the meaning of assonance. Then comes uh, there is another line. It is there because it was grassy and wanted beer. So from this line we will see there is another poetic device, that is personification. So personification is used in the line, the path wanted where. You know, only humans can bear. So here this path is compared to a human. That is what the personification means. You compare a non-human with a characteristic of a human. Like, you know, humans can wear, पहन तो सिर्फ ह्यूमन सकते हैं, बट हम उसे पाथ से कंपेयर कर रहे हैं. Okay, so that is the meaning of personification. Then the poem as a whole is a metaphor. You know what is a metaphor? Metaphor is again a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to a person, idea or object which is not literally applicable. Means here, you know, this whole poem is actually metamorphically, because here the road symbolizes, actually represent choices in life. So that is also compared to this choice in life is compared with the roads that is either being taken or not taken. Okay, you can see here metamorphically the roads simply represent choice in life. Then symbolism. What is the meaning of symbolism? Two roads which represent two or more choices in our life. यहाँ पे symbolize कर रहे हैं two roads को, two choices of our life से symbolize कर रहे हैं. Okay, Then the next one is anaphora. What is the meaning of anaphora? You can see the second, third and fourth line, it is starting with and is repeated in all these three lines. So wherever there is a repetition of a word and that is at the beginning, then that are called anaphora. Then there is alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of word or phrases, repetition of words which have similar sound. Okay, like wanted wear, they have ww, that word or either the sound is in repetition form. So wanted wear में w का sound repeat कर रहा है, then first for में f repeat कर रहा है, third that में th word. So these are called alliteration. Okay, then there is another figure of speech, that is repetition. Repetition means वो words जो repeat हो रहे बार बार, like ages is repeated a lot of time in this poem, and two roads diverged in a wood is repeated in stanza 1 and stanza 4. So these are the words that are repeated. Okay, so these things are there. These are actually figure of speech. It is my suggestion for you all to just go through all the figure of speech once. It will be very beneficial for you all. Okay, so we come to a poem. The first stanza is, okay, I was about to tell you that rhyme scheme. I told you that is an AAB form. So can you see the first line, it is ending with the sound of D, and the third one is also ending with D. Okay, and then the third one is also ending with D. So first, third and fourth have the same sound at the end, so it is AAA, and both growth is BB, so that is why it is ABAAB form. Same everywhere, fair, where, there, and claim and same. So ABAAB is the rhyme scheme here. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. So the first stanza is, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as fair as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So this is the first stanza, and the meaning is this, that once this poet, he was walking down a road, and then what he saw there's a diversion. Diversion means दो रास्ते हैं एक point के बाद. Then there were two paths, and of course we can't go on both paths, so we have to select one. So the selection of one path symbolizes our choices in our life. Sometimes we reach at some point where we have to make choices which path we have to choose. Okay, so once the poet was walking down a road, and then there was a diversion. There were two different paths and he had to choose one. The poet says that as he was on a one person, so he could not travel on both. दोनों पे तो travel कर नहीं सकता है. Then he had to choose one of these. Okay. Then the yellow wood means a forest with leaves which are wearing out and they have turned yellow in color. So there's a forest where all the color of the leaves are yellow. So yellow means that is, it is a season of autumn. Okay, and it also represents a word which is full of people. ठीक, वो वाला वे है जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा लोग हैं, where people have been living for many years. They represent people who are older than the poet. Okay, so these are the representation of this yellow wood. The poet kept standing there and looked at the path very carefully as far as he could see. So this poet, he stood at there that there was a diversion. उस diversion पे रुक के and दोनों साइड जितनी दूर तक हो सकता था उतनी दूर तक देखने की कोशिश कर रहा था. Before taking the path, he wanted to know how it was. So एक होता नहीं, अगर हम किसी कहीं पे पाथ पे खड़े हैं, सो हम थोड़ा सा उचक के कोशिश करते हैं देखने की कि कितना दूर तक हम देख सकते हैं, क्या देख सकते हैं। सो वो भी वही करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, एंड ही वॉज ट्राइंग टू सी एज फार एज ही कुड बिफोर टेकिंग द पाथ. Was it, what was all he was seeing? Was it suitable for me or not? Was he able to see the path till where it was curved? Like एक कर्व पॉइंट आ जाता है जहाँ के बाद में हम पाथ नहीं देख सकते. हम उतना ही पाथ देख सकते हैं जितने तक में चीज़ें क्लियर हों, या जितने तक में स्ट्रीट स्ट्रेट होती है. ओके, या फिर वहाँ तक ही देख सकते हैं जहाँ के बाद में कुछ घना सा नहीं है. अब यहाँ पे बहुत सारे पेड़ आ जाएंगे, सो डू यू थिंक यू विल बी एबल टू सी बियॉन्ड दैट? नो. सो यू कैन सी ओनली टिल दैट पॉइंट. Okay, so it also happens in our life. When we have choices, we have alternatives, but we have to choose only one out of them. We take time to think about the pros and cons, whether it is suitable for us or not, and only then we should take a decision on what path we should choose. So हम लोग की लाइफ में भी इसी तरह से सिचुएशन आती है. हम जब कोई ऐसी पॉइंट पे पहुंचते हैं, हमें डिसाइड करना होता है कि हम उस पाथ को चूज़ करना चाहते हैं या दूसरे पाथ को चूज़ करना चाहते हैं. एंड जब हम खड़े होके, जो यहाँ पे ये कंपेयर किया गया है कि हम बहुत दूर तक देखने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो हम लोग भी जब किसी पॉइंट पे पहुँचते हैं जहाँ पे हमें चॉइसेस करनी होती है, तो हम वहाँ पे यही सोचते हैं कि जो हम पाथ चूज़ करेंगे उसके प्रोज़ और कॉन्स क्या होंगे, यानी कि उसके एडवांटेजेस डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या होंगे. और ये भी हम सोचते हैं कि क्या इस बात पे चलना हमें कुछ फ्रूटफुल रिज़ल्ट देगा कि नहीं देगा, और उसके बाद ही हम कोई डिसीजन लेते हैं कि हमें कौन सा पाथ चूज़ करना है. ओके, सो दिस मच इज़ गिवन हियर इन दिस फर्स्ट स्टैंजा. सी, सिम्बलिज्म इज़ देयर इन दिस होल पोएम. एंड सिम्बलिज्म मतलब ये जो दो पाथ के बीच में कौन सेलेक्ट करना है कौन सा नहीं, ये सिम्बलाइज करता है हमारे लाइफ को. सो द पोएम इज़ रिटन इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे, बट द मीनिंग is a bit different from what is given here. डायरेक्ट मीनिंग नहीं है, सिम्बलिज्म के साथ में सारी मीनिंग दी है. एंड दिस अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, दिस पोएम इज़ इन अ मेटाफर फॉर्म. ठीक है, सो कंपेयर हमेशा करते रहेंगे हम लोग बहुत सारी चीज़ों को. ओके, सो आई एम डूइंग ओनली पैराग्राफ, सॉरी स्टैंजा 1 here till in this video, and the next 3 I will do in the next video. Till then you can search for some the poetic devices that I already told you, that are assonance, then personification, metaphor, symbolism, anaphora, alliteration and repetition. So these are all we are going to use in this poem. Okay, so you can search for them, study for these figure of speech, and try to search more, because in the coming poems we will use these figure of speech. Okay, so this is it in this video, and in the next video I will finish the left 3 stanzas. Okay, bye, take care.